World War II was in full swing when I finished high school, and my neighbor noticed a newspaper ad looking for an assistant editor for the Vulcan Advocate. So she encouraged me to apply. I got the job right away and went to work as the apprentice for the editor, who was Lola Findlay. He taught me how to set type for the newspaper and how to use the little job press. That was the machine that we used to make invitations and posters and brochures. It took a lot of coordination to do it right, but I got onto it and did it well. In October 1943, Lundy joined the Canadian Air Force. Our boss said that he'd have to shut down the Advocate, so there was no one to run it. He asked me if I thought I could do it, but I said, no, I'm not ready for that. And Lundy convinced both Mr. Clark and me that I could do the job. So here I was, 21 years old, experienced only as editor's apprentice for less than a year, and suddenly I was the editor of the weekly Vulcan Advocate. This was a one-person office. I had to take orders, lay out the paper and print it, pick up ads from the local merchants, fold and address the papers by hand, and take care of all the small printing jobs. It was pretty hectic most of the week, but after the papers came out on Thursday, you could breathe a sigh of relief and take a little time to go dancing out of the airport. Well, at first I felt pretty incompetent, but I soon discovered that I could do the job. One time the boss came over to help me. Instead of being helpful, he had an accident with the type that was already set, and unfortunately couldn't stay to fix it. I was left there literally to pick up the pieces. I worked until about 3:30 in the morning. The local police and nightman kept stopping by to tell me it was time to go home. Oh, sometimes I would have to deal with some demanding characters. One of the commanding officers of the Vulcan Air Base came in demanding to talk to the man in charge. I stood my ground. There was no man. I was it. In spite of the challenges, this job gave me many opportunities. I was able to go places I would never have been able to do before. I was the press. It wasn't an easy job. I learned that most people were kind and understanding, and I also learned that I needed to be tolerant of criticism. What I did gain most from this job was self-confidence, something I never had before, as I considered I was quite insignificant to society. When I started, I was a little farm girl with little experience. When the former editor came back from the war, he was given his old job back. I was offered the job as his assistant, but I declined, so happy to move on to other opportunities.